welcome in to another episode of Profit Picks. If you are new, we do always start the show by being transparent. And yesterday was another bad day. In a little bit of a cold streak. Not even a little bit. I'm in a bad cold streak now. I was on fire to start the season. Now a little bit cold. So yesterday, 1-7 day, and gotta get back on track. Gotta turn it around. Still up a little bit on the season, about a little bit less than 8 units. So it's that time. And this is the hardest thing to do. When you do these shows like this, that's why a lot of people don't do it. When you have a bad losing day, it's extremely hard to come on a show and tell everybody how bad you did. But it is what it is. I think I've won one of my last 13 bets in the NBA, and somehow still up 7.6 or something units. So try to bounce back today. I do have a couple looks in the NBA. I also have a look in the NHL, and we'll do our best to get back on track here today. So let's take a look at the chat. E. Smizzy, I'm with you. He says bounce back day. 100%. Yeah, Anthony Richardson, he's shaking his head at the Pacers. EJ liking the Knicks today, looks like. What up, JM? Says catching a live show. Let's cash. Nathan liking the intro music. Boover says show the losing record. I come on here and show what I do every day. So nobody can come after me when I have my win streaks because I'm right here every single day when I lose. I'm damn sure gonna tell you when I win. RM, I appreciate you having confidence in me. KC, she says it was a bloodbath. Let's get it cracking, bounce back, loading. Absolutely. Says Skee moved to the Bahamas. I had to get out of that house. I told you it was too many people, too many squatters hanging around. I didn't hit mute, Boofer. If it muted, it must have just been your TV or your computer. What up, Jamal? G5. Appreciate everybody tapping in. And Adrenaline Junkie Dave says bad streak ends today. Sending them positive vibes. Let's eat. Appreciate you. And on that note, I got Chris in here. What up, Chris? Let's get to it. We got a lot of games. I want to talk about with you guys. See if we can't find some good spots. So first game up, we will go 541, 542. Charlotte Hornets heading into New York to take on the Knicks. Opened up Knicks minus 11. Now consensus of 11 and a half. Make sure you line shop because there are a lot of 12s out there if you like the Knicks side. Total open 223 and it's down as low as 220 and a half. Injury report for both of these teams. I see nobody on there for the New York Knicks. Nobody. For the Hornets, they'll be without LaMelo. They'll be without Ntilikina. They'll be without Nick Richards. And they'll be without Caleb Martin. My bad, Cody Martin. Get the Twins mixed up there. So how I feel about this game, the Hornets without LaMelo Ball, I just don't have a lot of faith in their offense. You can go back, you can go back to last season or previous seasons. The offense just kind of falls off a cliff without him. They do get Rozier back, but it's just having a little bit of rest coming back into the lineup. I wouldn't trust it too much. So the Knicks are a better defensive team than offensive team, and I think when they play these lesser teams, they just kind of clamp them down and run away with these games. They played this Hornets team already twice this season. They won by double digits both times, and they're more than capable of doing it here again tonight. I know it's a lot of implications with this in-season tournament, and I'll be honest, I don't really like the in-season tournament until we get to this elimination stage. But I feel like the Knicks will want to win by a big margin in this one for that reason. So I like the Knicks. They've obviously been a better offensive, defensive, and rebounding team. I think they would beat the Hornets again by a big margin. And I would probably look towards the Hornets team total under. Best number I saw was around 105. But if the Knicks are going to be winning, I think it's more played at their pace, which is bottom five the last 5 games. And I think it's mostly with their defense. So lean towards the Knicks minus 11 and a half, and also Hornets team total under. Let's take a look at what the chat is liking. Uh, what up, Razor? Says shout out to everyone. What up, Skee? Appreciate you tapping in. EJ says the Knicks killing today. What up, Anthony? Nice to see you in here. Let's see. EJ says Charlotte's trash. Star Child reminding everybody to hit the like button. Appreciate that. Munaf says Knicks team total over. This is interesting. So you think they'll be playing more up tempo? I mean, Hornets are a bad defensive team, but I mean, I guess Knicks top 10 shooting the three, Hornets bottom 10, bottom five defending it even. Maybe there's a way for the Knicks to get over their team total. I mean, if I think like that, if we're like a Knicks team total over and Hornets team total under, that means we like Knicks minus 11, or at least if you combine the ways that we're thinking. What up, Dylan? Yeah, Boofer, don't be trying to put that on me. He said false mute report. Glad I could help, Shaquan. Munaf, there he goes. He's liking Rozier over 19.5 points. So he doesn't think he's going to be rusty today. This one is, so you liking Rozier to score, but you think the Knicks are going to keep up too. You got some interesting looks in this one, Munaf. Chris says he looked at the Knicks versus bottom 10 defensive rated teams. They've been crushing them. Checked their last 10. He played the Knicks first half over 57.5. May add the full game. So taking advantage of playing lesser comp, that makes sense to me. That's how I view the Knicks. When they play the good teams, they're not going to win. They can't hang with them. What up, you Capper? Appreciate you tapping in too. Dylan saying Jimmy Butler wrote out. We will get to that. What up, Dan Kelly? Hey, good to have you in here, Dan. I mean, this tournament, in season tournament, I know there's a lot of implications, but Nick should have to win this one by big margin, right? Chris says this is if you know on the under with the total going over and opening lower within 2 week period. I mean, it's supposed to go under in the first one, not go over. Justin also likes the team total over. Here goes Meanoff. Knicks scored 120 plus points in both matchups versus the Hornets this season. Chris says they've averaged 62 first half points in the two meetings so far versus Charlotte. Versus bottom 10 defenses, 6-0 straight up and against the spread, averaging 63 first half points per game. It's a nice look. So maybe we look at the first half. Knicks have been a good first half team, going back a couple seasons. It definitely makes sense to me. And Rynell says Miller scored 29 last time versus New York, likes him over 13.5. That could be a good call there. The chiller says Skee doing shows while on vacation. Stay chilling, my guy. Mm, let's see. Any more comments here? I think we'll move. Appreciate you, Chris, as he'll DM me the query. Sharp Dimes, what up, my guy? Appreciate you tapping in. Oh, yeah. Trust me. I know, brother. I'm on it. I'm on it. All right, we'll keep moving. That'll be it for the next game, but I do lean towards the Knicks. Good reasons in the chat to back the Knicks team total, whether it's first half or full game. I think they are the right side in that one. Next game up, we'll go 553, 554. Atlanta Hawks heading into Cleveland to take on the Cavaliers. Game opened -5 for the Cavs. We're now looking at -4 pretty much everywhere. Total open 235, and it's up consensus of 237, but as high as 238 at Circus. So make sure you line shop depending on what you like. Injury report for both of these teams, and I should probably hit refresh right about now. So for Atlanta, Jalen Johnson out, Muhammad and Kobe both out as well. They've been out for a while. Cleveland without Rubio, without Dean Wade, without Ty Jerome. So I've gotten, a couple of people have mentioned to me about Donovan Mitchell. Teddy on the Wager Talk Today show, he was just saying they kind of mentioned wanting to get him more involved. But I was looking more at Garland. Garland last year he played versus the Cavs 3 times. He averaged like 28.9 or something like that, somewhere around that range. And it makes sense because Trae Young is not a very good defender. This Hawks team is the worst defensive rated team the last 5 games, and even bottom 10 defending the three on the season. So I think there's a lot of ways for Garland to take advantage. And I think he has the easier matchup than Mitchell too. So I chose Garland over Mitchell. Doesn't mean they both can't hit, but Garland over 19 and a half points was the direction I chose to go in this game. Let's take a look at what the chat likes here. I don't really like the side and total in this one, and I didn't look too close at the implications for this tournament. So prop was the best way to play for this one. But let's see if you guys can talk me on anything else here. Dan Kelly says Mitchell has played hurt the past 2 games. I mean, equals he doesn't just look bad; he looks like he shouldn't be playing. What up, Sam? Star Child likes Cavs first quarter or half. And Star Child, I think you had the Jazz yesterday, so nice look on the Jazz. What up, Bryce Miller? Appreciate you tapping in. SK agrees, says was on Mitchell versus Lakers. He's not attacking as usual. Maybe injury still bothering him. Appreciate you, Olu. And Chris says Garland and Mitchell also not good defenders. He likes Trey over 2.5 threes, Trey over 26.5 points, but hasn't gotten to the window yet. C Boogie also likes Trey to have 30 tonight. Well, one thing we can say here is we trust the Cavs defense better than the Hawks defense. But I agree as far as the perimeter defense. It's the interior that's we're more scared of. So I get where you're coming from. Real DJ says Cavs win, but Hawks cover. What up, Chris? Hope all is well on your end. My boy Nucky in here says love catching the show live when I can. Keep up the good work. Appreciate you tapping in, brother. Hope all is well on your end too. Itachi letting me know that Hawks are essentially out. A lot needs to happen for them to stay in the tournament. And Munaf letting us know that Hawks are 5-1-1 to the under on the road. I'm gonna go on a very short, very brief rant. I'm not a fan of this in-season tournament mixed with the regular season. It's too many variables. Like once it gets to it's not a part of the regular season and it's just elimination, I'm all for it. Like everybody who's in that situation is gonna come to play. But as of right now, it's like you gotta pick and choose and guess, and I'm really not a fan of this. But I'm doing my best to get through today because I think today is the last day of this. So last call for Hawks Cavs. Um, SK is with Chris on this one. Says he likes Trey and Struce over 2.5 threes. Raven Ron agrees with me. What up, Greg Lynn? Nucky says to back up Garland prop, he's hit against ATL last 6 games, I believe. Appreciate that. I only looked at the last 3 last season. And Shaquan's agreeing he likes the guards to go at each other, especially if we like points. Dan Kelly says the in-season tournament is stupid unless you win $500,000 from it. Last one on this. UCapper says the soccer heads like the in-season tournament because it's something we see a lot. I think that's what he's saying there. And JK says likes, drop them. That definitely helps the show out quite a bit. So let's keep going here. Next game up, we will go and shout out UCapper. My boy has a $2 Tuesday play up today at wagertalk.com. Make sure you check him out. He does good with his 5% plays. So check out my boy UCapper. All right, next game up, we are gonna go 5:45, 5:46, Toronto and Brooklyn. This game opened Brooklyn -2. They're now 1.5 point favorite. Total opened 222.5. We're looking at 223.5. And injury report for Toronto looks like Koloko is out. For Brooklyn, they'll be without Cam Johnson. Cam Johnson is game time. He's likely to play now. Dennis Smith Jr.'s game time decision. They'll be without Cam Thomas and Ben Simmons. So the Cam's mixed up on that one. Brooklyn trying to get a little bit healthier. I just kind of want to see them all together again. Like when they were playing earlier in the season, they were good because they're healthy. I want to wait till they get back to that point. This game makes me feel probably the most uncomfortable out of all the games today. So I think this one is really just a hard pass for me. I hate to do that. I kind of like to give a little something. Toronto does play Phoenix tomorrow, so maybe you look at Brooklyn full game. If you like Toronto, you take them first half. But this is a game I absolutely would not be playing. We'll see if the chat has a little something that they can talk me into, but it's my least favorite game. My guy, you already know. Dave sharing his best bets. He likes the Rockets and the Bucks. Appreciate that. Boofer likes the first quarter for Brooklyn. Letting us know Cam Johnson was at shoot around. BJ likes the Nets on the money line, and Net thinks the Raptors win. What you think about this one, my boy Nucky? I'm gonna call you on this one. There he goes. He's coming in. But Sam says hit the like button. Appreciate you. It says Ed Malloy likes home teams, and referees definitely do matter. So I'll take that into account. Nucky says back with his bum game. Only look to the Nets. Barnes over 7.5 rebounds. Hit last 4 games. And yeah, I think I'll listen to him and just get away from this one. Nothing is interesting me here. But Shaquan agrees. He says Scotty rebounds are live the way Brooklyn jacks up threes. Says Nets 7-1-1 at home. 4-0 is a home favorite. Sounds like he's leaning towards that direction. Favorites for a reason. Renoir thinking it's an over game. Toronto has been playing faster than I think of this Toronto team. They're top 10 in pace last 5 games and top 10 offensive rated team. It's been the defense for really both of these teams that's been suffering. So I could see an over type game here. It's just the Nets pace worries me. They've been a little bit too slow for my liking. But market agrees. It's gone up a point. I couldn't talk you off of an over in this game. Like Claxton steals plus blocks. Also could be another look. We'll keep it going. Don't want to waste too much time on a game I don't feel strongly about. Uh, we'll keep going to 547, 548, and that'll be Milwaukee and Miami. This game opened up. Bucks -3. They're now. This is all over the place. I see 4.5. I see 3.5, 2.5. So something's happening with this injury report. As far as the total, it opened 225.5 and it's up to 228, 228.5 even at some shops. So let's take a look. I refreshed here. We have Middleton game time decision for Milwaukee. Crowder out. Bam is game time for Miami, but likely. Same for Duncan Robinson. Highsmith is game time. Jimmy Butler is out. Hampton out. Hero out. So I'm gonna just glance at the chat really quick. Why are we seeing this line all over the place like this? Butler out. Maybe that just happened right now, and the line is reacting to that. Um, seeing seeing Butler out, whenever they don't have Butler in the lineup, I don't have a whole lot of faith in Miami. That's just me. And Milwaukee has been playing a little bit better lately. We do trust Miami to be the better defensive team still, but all these question marks for this Miami side, I would only look towards the Bucks. I'm pretty sure they still can win this group in this in-season tournament. They've been the better offensive rated team, number one rebounding team the last 5 games. Only will look towards the Bucks here in this matchup. Nucky says if the Heat win this game, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, we've seen it a lot of times when the star player gets ruled out, but this Heat team specifically, I don't really like them without Butler. If I have to say, I would say the Lakers because they act like they care more than everybody else. But we shall see. Magic is a good call too. They've been playing pretty good in the tournament. Bryce Miller likes Heat team total under. I kind of trust the Bucks offense a little bit more than their defense, but not mad at it, Bryce. And Kong's Clips reminds us that the Bucks clinched their group with the win. And Renoir says Bucks need this game, so he gonna spoil it. Jeff says another Homer Laker pick. All right. Well, this game I feel like is a one-way ticket for me. The total it's interesting to me that it's going up with Butler out. Um, I guess they expect Heat to play a little bit faster without him, and for their defense to suffer a little bit more. And if they're playing at Milwaukee's pace, I mean, both of these teams are top 10 shooting the three so far this season. Miami, bottom five defending it. Milwaukee, middle of the pack defending it. I kind of think there's a route towards the over in this game. Don't love it enough to bet it right this second, but I feel like I could do a little bit more work and get to an over here. And Chillis says teams lose intensity when their opponent's stars are out, contrarian play with Miami. Could be. We see it plenty of times. Maybe they keep it because they have a chance to, go win some extra cash. But we shall see. Itachi says home dogs coming off a 5-game road trip, facing a conference opponent, 17-31 against the spread, 35.4%. That says to fade Miami in the spot here tonight. So a flat spot for Miami. Boofer says first half for Milwaukee has been trash. This might be a spot with the low line. What up, Vinny? Says at last I caught the live stream. Appreciate you tuning in. Here goes Chris with some more numbers. Heat offensive rating with Jimmy, 118. Without Jimmy, 105.75 through 14 games. Don't like those Heat without Jimmy. Appreciate you sharing that. Dylan says flat spot for Heat coming off long road trip. Yes, sir. And Anthony, he says, we are here for the long haul. Skee, we got your back. Winners will come. Trust the process. Appreciate you. And I'm not worried. I've done this long enough. Like as far as professionally, probably like 2016 or 17 or somewhere around there. Or I started betting for myself even before I did it on screen to pay my bills. So I'm not worried. We'll be fine. And we're still up. So we'll be fine. Only would take the Bucks. Only looking towards the over in this game. Not really looking towards any props here. So guess that's how we feel. Let's see. Munaf says Milwaukee clinches with the dub, and he says, does last year's playoff series play a role in this game? I don't know. I don't really feel like it too much, but could be. Jeff says Bucks have this game circled with revenge and tournament play. That could be a good call. Only way I'm looking is Milwaukee. And Alfonso says Mitchell Robinson, Dame, Madison Square Garden over 7.5 points. Appreciate you sharing that. So we'll keep moving down the card. Next game up, we have 549, 550. That's Chicago and Boston. This game opened up Boston minus 12.5. They're now 13.5 point favorite. Total open 217, and it's up as high as 220. Injury report here. Oops. Injury report for Chicago, Caruso and Levine, both game time decision. For Boston, it looks like Drew Holiday and Derek White, both game time decision, but Derek White is likely to play. They'll still be without Porzingis. This one, I cost myself some money staying off of Boston first quarter last time and Boston first quarter team total over just because they didn't have Porzingis and they didn't have Holiday. Um, just expecting, I don't know. When I think about this Boston team, I think that I like them most because of their starting five. So when I see they're missing one of those guys, it kind of makes me a little hesitant. But they're kind of starting to prove that they can still get it done without. So I will lean towards Boston. Chicago, I just don't like a whole lot of what's going on over there, honestly. Until they get rid of Levine and just figure out what they really want to do, I'm not going to be looking towards Chicago in a whole lot of games. The spread, though, they don't. Boston doesn't just have to win; they got to win by a big margin. So this would be a game where I'd have to know, this game means something for the in-season tournament for Boston to win by a big margin, and that's the only way. Like I would take only something for Boston as far as the side and the total. I would trust Boston's defense. Looking at this game, like Boston last 5 game stats, they're not playing fast. They're bottom 10 in pace. They're what is this? Bottom 5 offensive rated team, but top 10 defensive rated team. So if they're going to win this game by this margin, I feel like it's with their defense. I would look towards the under or uh, or the Boston side. Let's take a look at the chat. UCAP says Boston going to win and win by like 30 plus. What up, JT? Says Boston has 5 straight ATS losses at home versus the Bulls. A little bit of a different situation for the Bulls right now. Kong's Clip says he's been fading Chicago and it's been working out well since the Levine news. Makes sense to me. Renoir thinking about an under. I trust Boston to play defense. I don't really trust Chicago to play defense, but should be a slower paced game for sure. Maybe it is an under type game. Market has moved it up from the opener, 217 to 2. I see this high as 219.5 right now. So market thinks it's going to be a little bit higher scoring, but I disagree. Lucky Power likes Jason Tatum over 42.5. JT coming with some props likes unders 20.5 for Siakam, under 23.5 for Bridges. Appreciate you sharing. Justin likes Celtics team total over 116.5. Says he might even ladder it up. Munoz says Boston does need a dub and by margin. So that's why we see this big spread here. Says first quarter, don't sweat it, just bet it. Just did that last game. But I hear you. SK likes Tatum over rebounds and assists specifically. Chicago is a bottom 10 rebounding team in the last 5 games. Second worst defensive rated team. So it's hard for me to talk you off Celtics props in this game in general. And especially if you have holiday game time. I know White was likely, but could just be more stats available for everybody. I think Meanoff is saying he likes the first quarter and first half. Justin likes the first half team total over for the Celtics. So does Dylan. And UCapper says that team total over makes a lot of sense. What number is the full game? Full game is up from 114.5 to 116.5. So looks like the market is agreeing. I can't talk anybody off. I think they're more than capable of scoring. And LJ likes Derek White over 4.5 assists. Appreciate you sharing that. And Munoz says if Holiday is out, White assist is a big play. So maybe get ahead of the curve here and jump on White, thinking Holiday is not going to get involved there. Munoz says double potential. So good stuff on this game. A lot of different ways we can look. Let's keep moving. And this next game, I think, is one of the more interesting games for today. 551, 552. OKC and Minnesota opened up Minnesota -4. They're now -3 pretty much across the board. Total opened up 225.5. Looking at 229. Let me just hit the refresh button because my odd screen is lighting up all over the place. That usually means, might be getting some news. For OKC, I don't see anybody on the injury report. For Minnesota, Clark, McDaniels, McLaughlin, all out. So I was looking at this game and I was my first initial thought, the first play I wanted to make when I was looking at today's card, yesterday and, looking ahead of time, I was thinking OKC plays Minnesota. I kind of want to bet this game under. And I saw the total, it was opened 225.5, and like I said, all the way up to 229 here. So market is thinking it's going to be more of an over game. My thing is, I've been riding the opponent's team total unders for both of these teams, but it's been the offenses that have been performing. When I look at last 5 game stats, top 10 in both offensive rating and defensive rating. So that makes me nervous. 4 of the last 5 games have gone over for OKC, I believe, as well as 8 of the last 11 for Minnesota. And it's these guys doing the scoring, holding their opponents down. So what do we expect when they play each other? That is, what I'm thinking about here. Both teams top 5 defending the 3. Both teams have a little bit of rest here. I think this game might mean a little bit more for Minnesota just because OKC is out of contention for this tournament, right? And Minnesota, they're in with a win plus a Sacramento loss, and they won't know Sacramento's result. Sacramento plays after them, so they got to come in and win this game. And they've been pretty damn good at home. I think they only lost one game. So with this point spread range, I feel like that's pretty much just a pick 'em. I would only look towards Minnesota here. The last 5 game stats say though, OKC's been a better offensive and rebounding team. I just think, if we're looking at why this game matters for players in this in-season tournament, I think it says that we should be taking the Wolves. So that's my thought process here. Also, I think this Josh Kiddey news is a little bit of a distraction for OKC right now. So I just think it's a good spot for Minnesota. And yes, Kiddey is what I said. Renoir says he likes the under 18 points for him. Just go ahead and fade him. I don't know if he's playing or if that's really his point total, but I could definitely see it, especially versus Minnesota defense. Nucky likes Edwards over 10.5 rebounds plus assists. Razor, I am not sure what you're talking about here. Did I get any of that $20 refund back? I have zero clue what you're talking about right now, bro. AOD, appreciate you tapping in. Nah, Casey, not Kitty. Kitty. Kiddey. um, Jeff likes Minnesota over 59.5 first quarter. Then he likes the end game under. Renoir likes the Wolves or the under. That's how I'm feeling. Eric Johnson says 30 plus points for SGA. Lock it in. Even playing good defensive teams, I just don't really see anybody being able to hold SGA in general across the league. So I'm not mad at that play. Boofer says recent unders were Chicago, Memphis, and Philly not being able to hold their end of the scoring. Appreciate that. He says that's what they gave us back for the cleaner being in the house. Munaf says Razor's an idiot. Don't listen to him. We have fun in the chat. That's what I like about it. So only way to look for me here is Minnesota or the under. I haven't got to the window really with either, but we'll see as the day goes on. Taking my time here, trying to give me a nice good bounce back because I don't want anything coming in last minute injury news, anything like that. But no, the rest advantage 2 days for OKC, 1 day for Minnesota. If it wasn't for that, might already be there with Minnesota. I do think they care a little bit more here. What up, Sam? Says first time making the show live. Appreciate you coming in and tapping in, bro. All right, let's keep moving. And Mino says 225 people watching, only 92 likes. If you guys, if you guys like the show, if we're helping anybody's helping you make some money on the show, hit the like button as it does help the show out. Yes, Justin, I absolutely did. So let's keep going. Next game up, we have 2 more games left. That will be 553, 554. Houston Rockets heading into Dallas. This game opened up Dallas -5. They're now only a 3.5 point favorite. Total opened 232.5 down to 228.5. That makes me think somebody might be missing for this Dallas team. But I don't see it. I see Lively, game time decision. They will be without Maxi Kleber. For the Rockets, Fred VanVleet, game time decision, but likely. Dylan Brooks, same deal. Eason, same deal. Tate, same deal. They'll be without Oladipo and Thompson. And I did have a little bit of a prop here that I'm gonna pull back up. I forgot about it, but I was looking at it, and that was Fred VanVleet over 26.5 points plus assists. First bottom 10 defenses, average 19.5 points per game and 10 assists. So that would get you at what, 29.5? And just Dallas defense, they are bottom 10 defensive rated team the last 5 games. So I was thinking about it. Houston is also really rested. 3 games, 3 days rest before this game, but they do play Denver tomorrow. From what I was looking at, I think Rockets do need a win for this group situation. So I lean towards Fred Van Fleet, but I don't like them being on the front end of a back to back. So I didn't quite get there. And Rockets are the more rested team, 3 days to two. They've been the better defensive and rebounding team. So combination of those things, and not liking what I've seen from Luca lately. I lean a little bit towards the Rocket side here. So it would be either him or Fred Van Fleet as far as plays that I would take in this game. Can't talk anybody off Sengun ever. Um, but those are the ways that I look. Let's take a look here. Whatever this name is says you got smoked. Yes, I did yesterday. Sam says for real, hit the like button. Says Rockets best bet. That could be a homer pick. Razor says I need to win every day. um, let's see. Chris says this means Houston's the best defensive rated team in the league, and the books open the line a little too high. Okay, so not giving enough respect to this Houston defense with the opener. Both teams not really playing with pace. 22nd and 17th last 5 games. Offensive, 24th and 17. So maybe this is an under type game here. Markets moving that way. That's an interesting look. Interesting call out there. Says they need to win to clinch the group. Justin, I haven't even heard about it, so I would say probably not. Mario C says Kings -2. That's the next game there. Dream says, what's the vibes, my guy? Who do you think Luka guards, Fred Van Fleet or Dylan Brooks? Probably Dylan Brooks because that's an easier cover for him. I don't see him staying with Fred Van Fleet at all. So I would say Dylan Brooks. Sengun over 20.5 points and Van Fleet over 9.5 assists from Munaf. Can't argue either one of those looks. Think they're both solid. Nucky likes Jalen Green over 6.5 rebounds plus assists. That's an interesting look. Dallas is third worst rebounding team and bottom 10 defensive rated team both last 5 games. So could be a lot of stats to be had here for either Sengun or these other guys you guys are liking. LJ from H-Town, like Sengun over 36.5 PRA and Rockets plus 3.5. Not going with the Rockets first half here this time, huh? LJ, like a full game. Appreciate you sharing. What up, Sean? Appreciate you tapping in. Dylan also liking Sengun points, rebounds, and assists. Leans Rockets plus the points. Chris likes Dallas team total under and Rockets plus 4.5. Yeah, UCapper did like the team total under too this morning. What is that team total right now? For Dallas, down 3.5 points. So it is at that 116.5 from 119. So good call by UCapper there getting ahead of that. Jeff says Luka under 29.5, bum wrist. That's also a good call out. Brian likes Rockets plus and Mavericks under. So maybe this is a game I get involved with here. Joe, he likes Sengun over 10 rebounds, 10 plus rebounds. I think that's a good look. Chris says last 5 game stats say Houston been a +5 net rating and Dallas been -5. Defensively, Houston ranks number 1, Dallas ranks second. Houston been a better rebounding team. Both teams ranked bottom half of the league in pace. And he says Houston number 3 in opposing 3-point percentage last 5 games, best in opponent field goal percentage. Sharp Don says homer pick, easy sniff out. Boofer says Houston first half. UCapper says on the Rocket side, none of their last 10 opponents stayed under their team total. The one game went over their team total was a game where the Rockets were on the second leg of a back-to-back. That's a damn good call out. So that's why you like it quite a bit here. Manny likes the full game. For Houston, yes, sir. We will absolutely still link. Mario likes Fox PRA. That's the next game. Anonez, I think that's how you say it. This is scary. I haven't seen anyone on Dallas. Normally, when this happens, teams like Dallas win on a blowout. You're right. I haven't heard anybody say Dallas, but is there reasons to like Dallas tonight? I get the point, though. Fade the public point. I understand what you're saying, a contrarian angle, but I wouldn't be playing Dallas today myself. Lot of Rockets love, though. I will agree. Shaquan says Kyrie is a standstill player with Luca for the most part, like his points plus assists under, and Eric likes Shingun double double. A lot of good looks there in the chat. Um, I'll keep my eye on the team total under for the Rockets game and lean towards that Rockets side as well. So I think those are both good looks. Next game up and last game on the slate for NBA, and there goes Razor. He likes the full game under. So agreeing with the market move there. That game is really interesting to me. I might be getting a little bit more involved as the day goes on with that game. Last game up, another game I do have a play on. That would be 555, 556. Golden State Warriors heading into Sacramento to take on the Kings. Opened up Kings -2. They're now 1.5 point favorite pretty much everywhere. Golden State has nobody on the injury report. For the Kings, Keon Ellis, game time decision. Keegan Murray, game time decision. And they'll be without Alex Lynn. So, first off, I like Clay over 15.5 points in this game. And just looking at how he played for Sacramento last year, I mean, in the playoffs, he averaged more than 20 points versus them. And looking at the last 2 years in Sacramento, he's averaging around 21 points per game. Looking at how he's been playing lately, he's been a little bit better with that chemistry with CP3. Getting Draymond back in the lineup brings another playmaker to help make good passes, to help him take better shots. And also a couple of those games where he was struggling were without Steph, where Clay just was forcing a little bit too much. So I just like the rhythm that he's in right now. I think he does really good versus his opponent in general. And so Clay over 15.5 points, hit 3 of the last 4, I believe. I would take that. As far as the game, this is another one. If Sacramento wins, I believe they get the group, but they also are on the front end of a back-to-back versus the Clippers tomorrow. And Golden State, if they win and Minnesota loses, um, then they get the group. So I guess depending on how that Minnesota game goes, either one of these teams could have more motivation to play or less. And I don't like this kind of situation. I mean, I guess I'll wait and see as far as playing them, but I don't like Sacramento playing Clippers again tomorrow. I'll just say that. And I think that the Warriors kind of liking a little bit from what I'm seeing from their side. So lean Warriors, lean over. Both teams top 10 in pace the last 5 games. Golden State defense last 5, 23rd. Sacramento 17th. Sacramento has talked a lot about playing a lot better defense, but I just don't think it starts today. So those are the ways that I lean. I told you what I bet. That was Clay over, and that's what I will rock with for this one. Let's take a look at the chat. Razor said 95% cash on the over and the line drop. That's on that last game. That's why he likes it. Dan Kelly says Clay is a season long fade. I don't agree. He's been playing good lately. Dylan says Steph over 4.5 threes. He's been killing Sack. UCapper thinks it's more of an under game. He thinks that defense does start for the Kings tonight. Brian says Kings don't need to run up the score. They just need to win. So I think they play defense. So he's with UCapper there. Says David says double revenge for Sack and need this game for the tournament. Dan Kelly says Golden State has to win by a big margin. You sure? They had to win by a big margin. They can't just win and Minnesota loses. Kong's Clips, I will be live with Dutch Babeno and Wham today at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Tuesday and Thursday. So today and boy Razor coming in. Warriors, his gambler's first glance. Warriors plus 1.5. And I mean, it's the only way I'm looking in this game. Boofer thinks Warriors second half specifically, but I'd only look towards the Warriors' way here. Just don't like the King spot. And he says last three matchups, 220 total. I think a couple of those games were without De'Aaron Fox, though. Mino says a lot of splash spots tomorrow for teams who play tonight with the in-season tournament. Absolutely. Justin says the Warriors plus 106 on his card. Chill is agreeing with Razor, said he played the Warriors as well. Dan Kelly says if Mini wins, then Golden State has to win by big margin. Okay, got it. Casey says last five defense, no Gary Payton the second, no Dre. Good points. Rick White also coming with those same points. So that defense could get a little bit better for their side. Should get better. Eric Johnson likes Fox 30 plus points. Collins Clip says Draymond coming back with a vengeance tonight. Jeff says take play points over on the road, under at home. So that would be good for my bet today. I like his over today. Anonia says you can't pay him to go near that Warriors game tonight. Saturated says Clay been hearing the lineup rumors. I could get behind him showing up tonight. Saturated also likes Fox over as well as Sabonis over on their point props. Manny agrees that Clay's gonna ball out. He better. If not, he might hit the bench. Yeah, I did see that clip of the reporter, so I could see it. Itachi coming in, going back to 2012 conference faves, coming home off a 5 game road trip where they won the last game as a dog, and the line is less than -2. 7-26 against the spread, 20-11 to the under. That says to fade the Kings and to play the under tonight. UCapper says Golden State needs to win by margin. They got to score and limit the Kings. Kings just got to win, and they playing first game back off a 6 game road trip. Historically, home team struggling that spot. Absolutely know about the flat spot, and I get why you like a little bit of defense here. It just makes me nervous that the Kings are going to contribute to it. Chillis disagrees, like the over in that game. Casey says she's taking Clay for 20, Steph for 35, and Fox for 35. Damn, you think it's gonna be fireworks in that game, huh, Casey? All right, well, I probably can get to the window with a few more things after talking about, but Boofer says cool out with the all caps. Skee will read your comment if it's good. Comms clips, yes, every week. Bryce Miller likes the second half. He says Golden State averaging 63 on the road in the second half, Stack putting up 55 at home. And Rick White says sounds like an over game to him as well. So we've got through every game in the NBA so far today. That is, I mean, I can touch on hockey. Um, it'll just be very brief. But honestly, hockey is the best bet for today, really, in true honesty. But I know you guys don't want to hockey as the best bet. So I'll just share it for now. Lightning and Coyotes. And it's gonna be very brief. If you're a member, you already saw the breakdown. You know, I put it up on the screen for you guys. You guys saw the numbers. But party guy trend, you know, when teams leave Vegas and come back home, we're going back with the over, man. Over. Lightning and Coyotes. That's how I'll say it. And Vasilevsky won't be in net tonight. Lightning have played 2 back-to-back so far this season. Neither one has went over. And Arizona with rest, 12-6 to the over so far this season. I know there's other reasons to like it, but those are the main reasons why I like it. And that would be the hockey play for today. So without giving a hockey bet for best bet, even though you guys know I like it, we'll move over to the best bet segment. And I have 2 other plays that I've made so far already. And promo, I don't usually do promo, but or I haven't been doing it lately just because I've been on a cold streak. Like I like to wait. I'm streaky. Once I once I see the ball go in the net and I can hit a couple more, I'm gonna go on a streak. You know what I'm saying? But when it's not going in, I like to see it go in first. So all my work is at wagertalk.com. I am still up on the year in the NBA. I'm up on the year in hockey too. 3-0 so far in hockey. So if you'd like to be involved with everything I do, my work is at wagertalk.com. Um, Best bet for the show, we'll go Garland over 19.5 points. I just think that we continue to fade Atlanta defense. I think he has a nice matchup versus Trae Young, and I like how he's been doing versus Atlanta in previous matchups. So Garland over 19.5 points will be the best bet for this show. Like I always say, I appreciate all of you guys in the chat. We definitely have a good time, even when you guys are getting on me, and it just helps make the show fun. So a lot of good information. We enjoy each other's company. We have a good time here together, and I just want you guys to know I appreciate you. So best of luck, everybody, on all of your action. Good luck if you tell, and I will catch you guys at 1 o'clock. I'll be here with Bobano, Wham, and Dutch. Until then, peace.